All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? Y'all go ahead and mash on it today because today I'm working. So that's always a good thing. Check it out. Just painting this little house over here, the inside. So not much to it. Pretty much I got a lot of shadows right now. I'm going to quit for the day. I did some other rooms, and now I'm up here in this one. Now, one cool thing about this place here is that there's a very good possibility, maybe a very good possibility, that I might actually get to move into this place. So, through a friend who's doing some work, blah, blah, we get to talking about it, and with the guy that owns the house. And if everything works out, let's keep our fingers crossed. We're going to get in here. So, I've been working a lot. Some good work, some not so good work. We got our ass kicked underbidding a tree trimming job and just pretty much wiped out a day and let them have it, dude. So that was a kick in the nuts. But I've been mowing a few lawns and working here. I'm just working through Facebook, hitting up friends and such. So we're making good money. Things are working out good. Well, I can't say good money, of course. I got a lot of ways to catch up. Because even if I get into this place, man, I'm going to have to outfit it with everything. What does a hobo got, dude? I got nothing, dude. I don't even have like a bar of soap and shit, dude. I got to have to get towels, soap, you name it, dude. It's going to be crazy. But the kids are ready. They are really excited, and that's all that they talk about all the time is that they want to live with me. So let's talk about that good news. Good news is that as it stands right now, I have 100% custody of my kids. The order that was shown, to the police and all this kind of stuff, and that was allegedly supposed to say that I didn't, was an ex parte order, meaning that if I showed up here, all I had to do is show up and then it's null and void. So there was nothing stopping me from being a, parent or anything like that. So it was... and I want to thank CPS actually for bringing that to my attention. They were the first ones that were like, oh, that thing don't mean nothing, dude. It's like crap. Once you got here, everything's cool. So, and also that being said, CPS has given me zero restrictions, meaning that I can pretty much do whatever I want to. So, don't have any restrictions, 100% custody. Things are good. So, where do we go from there? Well, we hopefully get into this place or a place just like it. It's been kind of hard for me, obviously, because pretty much everything that you can fill out on an application, I pretty much can't answer. It's not applicable to me. So, Jerry says he's super excited and a little nervous for my future. I'm not so much worried about it because I'm a pretty immature guy and I have fun with the kids. And, and I'm interested in them, so, and they have fun with me. We do lots of things together. So I'm really not so worried about it. It's not like I have like, a whole nother life with a bunch of friends and stuff. This has been pretty much what I've been trying to get back to. But speaking of bar time, dude, why don't you guys spend some mashing time on it right now, dude? Why don't you guys mash on it for getting custody of kids? Okay. That's the baddest ass thing that can possibly fucking happen. So, if you're happy about that, go ahead and mash that thumbs up button because that's pretty much the whole goal of everything that's going on. It's pretty much all they talk about. They're excited about it. So I think that we're there, and I think that it's just one foot in front of the other at this point in time. I mean, pretty much all the cards are sitting in my my favor. And it's pretty much all up to me. At this point in time, it's just up to me. So only I can fail as far as this goes. So we'll see what happens on the 4th. As I said, as the police said themselves, if you had custody of these kids, which they were just looking at this piece of crap paper that didn't mean nothing, and that they misread, was that, I wouldn't be going to jail, that she'd be going to jail. But of course, I don't have any expectations of trying to press any sort of charges or countersuit or countercharges or anything like that. I'm just excited to hope that they get dropped. Pretty sure they will, but this kind of hearing coming up soon is going to be just a how do you plea hearing, and that's going to be not guilty, obviously. So, and then I'll have time to do things from there. Let's keep this feign. I don't know what a feign is, dude. Let's see what you guys are trying to talk about. What's up, Kathy? What's up, Jacob? Rick, Red Road Warrior, Trish, Jerry Can, Jerry Dade, Ja Love, Morning Star. Appreciate all of the. Hey, well, you know what? That actually is saying a lot. I mean, can you believe that after everything that's happened for the last couple of years, and being a hobo and stuff, that I'm able to just have nobody fight me on this. I did for a little bit, but to have nobody fight me on this, it's in the bag at this point. I'd have to really screw up to do something, to screw this up. So, heck, dude. I honestly can't even believe it. I thought for sure that I would have like restrictions from CPS, and that they'd be like, yeah, you can have them, but you're gonna, have to have visitation, or you're gonna have to have this nice of a place, or you're gonna have to whatever. They do that a lot, where they impose all these restrictions. But as I said before, she was like, dude, you can take him to your friend's house. You can go take him to your friend's house right now and sleep on the couch if you wanted to, And it's just up to you to go from there, So it means a lot, and it's a huge deal. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate that. Good to have you in the group. Chico, what's up? Know everything. That's the truth, Like, oh God, tell me about the tree trimming. ECB, hold on, dude. I'll tell you about the tree trimming here in a second. This is true about, it is kind of hard to screw up as far as they might not live the ideal life that some might want or whatever, but as long as I support their education and, take care of them, they're going to be, I think, in good hands. They're all good kids, so it's just going to happen. It's not like it's my first time. It's not like, I just, never had kids, and then all of a sudden they're dumped on me or something. So it's not that big a deal. But they're going to be hanging out with me here all day tomorrow, helping me. Well, not really helping me, but hanging out while I finish this painting. Missing some sleep. RV323, you're not kidding about that, dude. Well, probably just rest. We've been busy, like I said yesterday, dude. We just destroyed ourselves out cutting wood, man. We were cutting trees. So let's just say this: we definitely way underbid the job. Okay. Then we started having equipment failure. Saws started breaking. We're cutting big oak trees, and I got some video following the tree and such. It was a big monster, and took everything saws could do. So hey man, it was a hit to the ego. That's for damn sure. Because maybe if I'd have bid it for like 3-4 times as much, dude, it probably wouldn't have been, dude. Audio sounds like a drunk tank. Yeah, that's because we're in this hollowed out room here. So you can see I'm in the process of painting. I just came to this room, so I just started working the trim. So, things have been going pretty good. Like, I've kind of been sliding into the role, and people have been accepting me as far as like teachers, principals, stuff like this. There was a point in time whenever I was on a do not pick up list, and how I actually got this paperwork in my hands, my own copy of this ex parte order, was I was just at the school and asking for records and stuff and documentation, and just said I wanted to go through their school records, see their shot records, see how long it was going to take, see how they're doing in school, how they're ranking, look at their past report cards, things like that. And This was in between eating lunch with them. I went up and ate lunch with them each at their school. This was the day after, or the day after that, actually, on the Monday after Kara passed. That I went and ate lunch with them at school, and they or Tuesday, whatever, they did it was. It's been like a long week. Change it. I didn't pick out this color. It's not this color behind me. It's just an eggshell color that I'm putting on. So, what was I saying? WWW. Oh yeah, went up to school, checked out the records, and in the back of this was this, ex parte order, and I was like, okay, well I've seen a picture of it, and said, can I go ahead and have that and get a copy of it? I was like, yeah. So then I talked to an attorney and went and talked to a family law attorney, showed it to him. He looked up everything in the records and stuff. He was like, dude, you don't even need an attorney. You're good. And so I was like, I don't need an attorney. Are you sure? Like, who tells you you don't need one and stuff, right? And he was like, no, man, they're just 100% yours. Just go pick them up right now if you want to. Thank you, Desmond. So that was kind of cool. Kids are doing pretty good in school. I went and saw my middle kid, my son's program. He had a speaking part and singing part in the program. And so I went up there with the other kids and got caught up painting faces. I was painting Judah's face, and of course, because he was a zebra. And he went a little bit overboard, or I went a little bit overboard, on the face paint. So then I ended up with this big long line of kids. They had like parents helping out and stuff. So I got to paint a bunch of kids' faces, and that was kind of fun for the deal. And apparently they really liked it. My kid says I need to be a professional face painter. He was like, Dad, you're really good. You should do that as a job, be a professional face painter. And I was like, yeah, all right, it sounds great. Had this cough going around. Some people are blaming it on allergies, but it could be like the coronavirus, or it could be just like the flu or something. But you can hear that in my voice. Could be just sawdust. So, during that process, I've had a chance to talk to all the kids' teachers, their principals, and so I haven't had to compete with anybody to do this. I mean, I've been pretty much the one that goes and picks them up, the one that, goes and eats lunch with them, the one that shows up at the programs and such. So, and it's kind of odd. I'll tell you one of the oddest things is, one of the oddest things when I was up there at the school, and when I went to ballet, I took my daughter to ballet like 2 days ago. Yeah, on Wednesday. She has ballet. And so all these parents, know of Kara, and, maybe some of them have heard stories about me, probably not the best stories, whatever. And then, but they all kind of like want to break the ice with me or talk to me some way or another. They've probably heard about Kara passing and things like that. So I get the weirdest reactions from some of these parents that really honestly don't know what to say and feel uncomfortable, but they might feel like they need to say something. So then they kind of like will stumble over their words and look very uncomfortable. I had this one lady sitting next to me at the program, and she kind of looked at me at first and she was like she was going to say something, and then she didn't. And then she looked up at the stage, and then she looked over at me, and I made eye contact with her like, what's wrong with this lady? Why is she staring at me? And so she was like, are you so-and-so's daddy? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, she just kind of turned away and she looked at the stage, and then she goes and looks at me and she goes, and just pats me on the shoulder, and then goes back and looks at the stage. And I was like, this is weird. Then one of the other weird ones was, one of the little girls that's in ballet with my daughter is also in school with her. So mom's there. She's like, hey, I'm so-and-so's mom. And I was like, oh, yeah, good to meet you and stuff, I'm such and such. And then she kind of like stopped saying anything. And then I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out for the life of me how to put a bun in homegirl's hair. And I don't know how to do a bun, right? So I was trying my hardest, and I go and she tells her daughter, like I can hear like in the corner of my, or I can hear her in the background. And she's all, go tell him. Go tell him. She tells her daughter, go tell him, right? And so their daughter comes over and is all like, my mom talked to so and so's grandma. You know, my daughter talked to talked to so and so's grandma, and I was like, and I look over at her, and she's looking at me, and then she looks away, and I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? You know what I mean? So that's what life's gonna be like. You know, we'll have ballet once a week and lots of programs. We got a science project coming up. You know, we're gonna be balancing all that. So let's just hope that we get into a place soon. I honestly feel like this might work out. I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much, but I do honestly feel like this is gonna work out here. So now I'm gonna answer some questions. Give you guys a second to ask a question, and anything you want to know, let's talk about. Yeah, actually, Robin, I need to get on YouTube and learn how to do it. So my bun failed after she was done and everything. She came out and it's like all half hanging down. And I mean, some of these chicks in there, not chicks, they're little girls, but they got their shit is like tight, dude, like all perfectly done and like in these little braided, Princess Leia looking bun on top. Mine failed. So I'm gonna have to YouTube, and I'm gonna get the best damn bun on that bitch that you possibly can next week. That's for damn sure. Hobo Life says, "Is my YouTube career over?" No. Once I get settled in, we're going to be doing lots of videos from ditch walking to, like magnet fishing to fossil hunting to all kinds of stuff, may include some home stuff. I'm not going to include the kids. We'll just keep no faces kind of deal. And they can just be in the background. But, we're going to do lots of fossil hunting, lots of treasure hunting around here. There's lots of spots that we want to get to, do some metal detecting, all that good stuff. No, I ain't never had no man bun, Squirrel Lips. Not never once have I ever had a man bun. Tina Keith. Thank you. Jerry Can. Thank you. Jerry Can brings up good points. Says he threw over a 20 to PayPal. If anybody's excited, wants to throw in some money for anything from towels to stuff for the kids, maybe to paint for a room for the kids, hit the link down below. Got a PayPal description there, or you can just go buy a shark's tooth. I still got a shark's teeth necklace on there. And now I've got a whole lot of shark's teeth, and I've still got some more necklaces that I need to do. I've still got more pendants. It was a hard couple weeks there for a little while. I just pretty much set everything to the side except for Kara, everything. So then, of course, a little bit of a, I don't know what you would call it, a little bit of a mourning time after that. Here's the thing, though, is that I feel like absolute, complete closure with our relationship and the way that it ended, us being able to be together. I was with her every minute and every step of the way, and all the way until I felt her heartbeat leave, and I got to feel her soul leave her body and go to, go on to the next life. And she was extremely happy by that. She was very, very comfortable and was very, very at peace. So I feel like that was a perfect closure to our relationship, to where I haven't really had that much sadness of, say, loss or losing her or having to deal with what's happened. It's been mostly a lot of pressure. Sadness when I had to break it to the kids. I took them to one of the counselors. They had a counselor at through a program that they were involved in, and that's cancer related. And a social worker they could go and talk to, and this lady helped us break it to them that, when it came down to about a month and a half time, we told them about 5 weeks beforehand that it was getting really, really close, or maybe actually about 4 weeks beforehand, that it was getting really close. So I called her up and was like, hey, you know, can I come over and stuff to your place and, can you help me out with this? And she did. And so they're also setting us up with grief counseling, which I think that, like I said, my focus is really how to perform the best for the kids and how to be there the best for them. So I try and talk to them a lot. I try and talk to them a lot about it. If I see that something's bothering them, or if they mention something that's kind of like, out of the ordinary or kind of odd, then, that shows that they're like, grieving pretty hard, then, I try and make it comfortable for them just to talk about it and ask them, questions about how they're feeling and such like that. So, I am going to keep them involved in that group therapy. Our intake is here pretty soon, coming up right after my court date. So I'm going to also stay there and have a chance to talk to their parents. They have parents that get together, and so that I can really learn like how other parents handle it with their kids. Maybe they have some advice on how they talk about things or whatever. Maybe I'll see things not to do. I'm sure I'll see plenty of examples of what not to do. So we're all going to stay involved with that. And we'll just hope the best. The teachers say that they are doing pretty good. Only one of them is kind of acting out, that needs like a whole lot of attention. And so not really being bad, but definitely acting out and just trying to get attention in different ways. They both told their school. They both went in front of the class, and I don't know why actually that they wanted to do this. I think the social worker had asked them if they wanted to tell their class or whatever, and they both said yes. And she thought that was a good idea, but we had talked about like having the principal or teacher go, or the school counselor go and break it to them, in front of the class. But oddly enough, they both younger ones chose to just tell their class. Like both of them just said that their mommy went to heaven, and that was basically it. And it was really cute because Mila said that she got encircled. She said that everybody surrounded her, and I was like, surrounded you? Like, what, were they picking on you? I was like, oh my God, they're already picking on her at school. And she's like, yeah, they all get around me and gave me hugs, everybody in my class, and everybody gave me a hug. And I've noticed that she's come home with a couple cards from people in her class, so that's really cool. I know that it can be hard as a kid, and they're at all those different ages where you never know what's going to happen. It's not like they're too old for that or too young for that. So it's hard to tell, that who's going to get made fun of or not, or even if they will. Hopefully they don't get, taunted or whatever it is. Thank you, Ja Love. Let's see. So Jennifer says, don't ever stop talking about care. That is a huge thing. As I told you guys before, both my friends didn't feel like the memory of their, lost parent was really survived that long, and it was just kind of shuffled over. So I definitely do. Want to make sure that they know, just how important she was to me, and how, much of a part of our life and in my life that she was a part of, even when we weren't together, for the time that we weren't together, that she was still a integral part, not always positive, but an integral part of my life. And so, we never fully separated in that sense. So everybody mash on it for ballet practices, guys. Mash on it for that bench. All right, Jacob, you take it easy. Thank you so much. Wish us luck. We are going to keep this stream short in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to offer you guys a chance to ask more questions. Anything that you want to talk about. Yep, my papa was a great old man. Hey, I had a shovel in my hand this week, dude. Mac and cheese in the house. I'm gonna wait for some questions to pop up if you guys got any, and just banter about other stuff. Now what I need to do is I need to get a driver's license, and pretty sure it's been a long time since my DUI. Pretty sure that we'll get right into that, and I know people with two, even a guy that had 3 DUIs that was still able to drive to work. He just had to blow on one of those machines, So. Ethel in the house, what's up? Well, this place isn't heated, but I'm not staying here tonight. So I'm just finishing up work. We were finishing up, well, I'm not really finishing, but I finished up work for the night, started on this room, just beating around the trim to get ready to paint it. So I've basically just spent about 7 hours today just cutting in trim and all the other rooms and the kitchen and entryway and all that kind of stuff. So how is my health? Well, other than this coronavirus flu that I got going on, or allergies, everybody keeps blaming on, I'm doing good. I feel good. I did about a week and a half ago, I did cough so hard as I was bending over that I popped something in my back and I had like a pinched nerve for like a week and a half. I had to power through it and work and, whatever work I could get and do all that kind of stuff and do lots of other stuff. But, it really actually sucked. How can you help me get my license back, Desmond? Yes, Softail, this is a place that I'm looking to get into. I asked the guy, I was actually painting it for him to rent, and I thought that it might be a little bit too small, but it's kind of like where there is like an office area, like an office. It's considered an office, so it's a small room, and so it could work. And since I don't have any restrictions, nobody's saying that I have to have this or have to have that. That she said that a CPS officer said that a starter house is okay, So as long as the little girl has her own bedroom, kids have their own bedroom, like I'm actually allowed to sleep on the couch, kind of deal. So, and actually, it's as long as she has her own bedroom, and I'm allowed to sleep with boys too. So it's not that big a deal. Apple Knocker, how can you help? Well, if you live in the area, you can get me to come do your yard. Okay, but you probably don't live in the area. So what you could do, if you really want to help, is you could go hit that PayPal down in the link down below and make a donation. Okay, or if you don't even want to make a donation and stuff, and you actually want to have something, then go buy a shark's tooth, because I still got lots of shark's teeth up there. And I pretty much got my head back on straight now, like after the last week and a half. So I kind of feel like I'm functioning at a lot better level. I've been working pretty much every day, aside from the free day that I put in for tree trimming. She'll have that, and because that's going to be a challenge. Now we'll have resources. It's not like we're just going to be hopeless here and we're going to be like just squatting. Social worker through all the past stuff. This lady, like I said, that helped us out, and we go and see every now and then. She actually has another social worker who deals specifically with stuff like this to help get you things for your house, like whether it's vouchers to go and get, things, and it's all for cancer-related survivors, things like that. We also have, I need to put in for my kids' Social Security. They're going to end up getting a small amount, like $250 a month. So that'll help, with things like keeping them in nice clothes, because of course I can let things run ragged a little bit and not think about that. But, they always have nice, clean, fresh clothes. So I need to keep that going. And so I do have a lot of work to do as far as all that's concerned. I got to do a lot of stuff through Social Security and all that kind of business. So I honestly think that between working, the little bit of Social Security and and slaying shark teeth and other treasures and fossils on the side, that I think we'll do just fine without this big high paying job. Yeah, I've been really tempted. And I've thought about like the idea of going back, and doing power line work. But I mean, I'd have to work rat here, and I'd have to work like, for less than half the wage of what I did before. And I'm making more money right now painting this place per hour than I could sit there climbing a pole for a rat company doing live power line work. That's kind of fucking crazy, but that's the truth. So it's kind of off there, but so. But I don't want to be gone 60, 70 hours a week, I can't do that. The kids can be in aftercare until about 6 at the latest. But if I can be working my own schedule and doing as I'm doing right now, then things will be good. And this guy here that I'm working with here, he already wants to keep me, as long as I don't just fantastically screw up this paint job, I guess. He wants me to keep me to help maintain houses here in this area and over in Dallas. The guy has a bunch of houses. So he really likes me. That's why I think that I will probably get this place, and I'm really hoping so, because the guy just loves me already, and we've gotten along. I started out just doing his yard, and then doing this. So we'll find out tomorrow. What furniture places? Melanie says, what furniture places? I honestly don't know. We're going to see what is offered first, and then I'm going to, end up working to supplement all the rest of the stuff. I don't know what they're going to offer me. I haven't really been up her butt asking about it. I kind of waited until she offered it to me and was like, hey, I'm going to get you set up with this and that. And they'll be able to help you a lot with a lot of different things. So I feel like it's going to work out. That's going to be something that we could possibly do like a registry somewhere if people wanted to, get things for the kids or to outfit their rooms. Because the biggest challenge is going to be this. Here's the biggest challenge I'm feeling right now. I feel like I'm going to get into a place. I feel like the money's coming in, and I have also help through family here that says, hey, we can cover whatever else, and then the money that I hopefully get back from my bond. So there's resources there and such like that are ready. So as long as I find the place, and hopefully this is it, then we're all good. Now, the kids have nonstop been talking about, because they've never been able to have their own room. Even when we lived down in Houston, we were always kind of basically squatting at that house. We had very minimal furniture because we knew that we were going to be leaving and such and whatever. And we're really just focusing on making money until we were just focusing on, having cancer. So they have in their mind really, really bad at the house where they're at. So, they don't get to play with things like glitter paint, markers, because everything's very structured, So they're really excited about being able to do their own thing, but they all are requesting to have their own room, like having their own room painted and designed. Like my daughter wants like a galaxy room. Now, I know that there's more important things in life, but I feel like them coming with me and everything that they're going through, that to give them like a good, nice, like solid, safe sanctuary that's theirs, it would be really awesome. Like the kids want, the boys want bunk beds where underneath their bunk bed is like a private closed in area, almost like a clubhouse type of thing, but where they can do their homework and have a desk and have lights and things like that, so that they can still be in the same room, but have separate space, and she just wants a pink and purple galaxy room with stars on the ceiling and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be, before I worry about anything for myself, I'll be fine just sleeping on the couch, dude. I'll just pass out on the couch, I don't have a couch yet, but if I do, I probably will. I want their places to be pimped out. I want their rooms to be top notch, and I want it to have everything that they need. And then I got to start thinking about trying to get and provide the things for them that they've always needed and wanted. My youngest son still doesn't know how to ride a bicycle. Neither does my daughter. So I got to catch up on things like that. they all want to build cars again. That's something we used to do back in Houston. I posted some videos a long time ago about finding power wheels on the side of the road and putting extra batteries in them and amping them up, or doubling up the voltage so that they can really fucking scream, right? So that's something that we'll do together, and we're just going to work on projects together. So we'll make videos about stuff like that, and do that kind of business. And then one of my big financial goals is to hopefully at some point in time be able to get a computer for my oldest, because he doesn't have one. He's at that age where he needs one, and he is super smart and can do all kinds of stuff, I'm sure, with it. So, and we'll put it to good use. He wants to be like, I'm still not sure what he actually wants to be. He's talked about wanting to be a scientist, and he's also talked about wanting to be a genetic engineer, geneticist or whatever. Actually like genetic engineering. Like he actually has told me several times that he thinks genetically modified foods are the future. Whatever. Can't win them all. Well, my prayers and thoughts are with you. Melanie Miller's page. $13 cool 11. A laptop only used a few times. Right on, dude. That's badass. Dude, you're awesome, bro. I'm glad you're doing all right, and I'm glad you're still here. BMX riding, hey, and that's something to look forward to. Is like, I didn't get to do that in the time that I was with my oldest. He was like way cerebral and smart and wasn't like very athletic at all. Like even like my youngest daughter can like whoop him, just smoke him, skunk him running, And but both the little ones are super athletic, and the older one I've been thinking about like what to get him involved in. He has played a little bit of basketball. Apparently he was good at that, except he's kind of short. He's played some soccer. He really liked that. But there's all kinds of other stuff that I could see getting him involved in, and be really excited. Yeah, Melanie, I do. If you want to hit me up there, is my public email is inzane, INZANE, green at Gmail. Inzane green. What does my science son think about aquaponics? That is the wave of the future. Well, you know what? Maybe I could get him involved in that. Maybe once we get a place where we can have a project, do some little aquaponics vegetables on the side. And that would be badass, That's exactly where my mind needs to be at, is because you all know that I have to go extreme with some stuff. I got to be involved. So I got to have projects. I got to do all this stuff. I got to make videos about it, right? I got to just figure out the things to do with them that's going to enrich them, and that they're going to also enjoy too. Luckily, they like fossil hunting, so that's a good thing. So we're about to wrap this sucker up. I'm going to peruse a little bit more just for anybody, if anybody has any questions that you want to ask. I'll be letting you guys know probably after tomorrow whether or not I get this place or not. But as far as victories that we do have, big shout out, mash that thumbs up. Let's get over 100 fucking, see if we can just make it to 110 thumbs up for fucking full custody. Okay? Full custody of kids. This hobo right here. Because guess what? Our ain't talking about nothing meter is at like a fucking level fucking orange, on the brink of some serious threat, dude. Like, I mean, we are almost full blown. Nobody was talking about nothing. But we're going to get there. Katie Moonchild. I hope so, Rick. I'll give you a holler, Kathy. Yep, love you guys. Pretty much covers it all. And like I said, I'm in a good place mentally and motivated finally. You know, it took a little while. It took me a couple days to get back to where like I could like get my brain functioning to think about other things and work and stuff like that. But we're kind of balls deep in it now, so that's good. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Make sure you mash that thumbs up once again. Y'all know you can get me 7 more up in this bitch, dude. 110. I don't know why I have this goal of 110. I'm just figuring like, cause that's what I asked for, and you guys can probably get there. So, Roger Gaines, good to see you, my man. Squirrel Lips, good to see you. Ethel Mertz. Well, we'll be streaming probably a lot more. You know, now that I'm feeling good and stuff, we'll probably be streaming a lot more. So I am going to keep you guys posted on everything that's going on and all that kind of good stuff, dude. Almost 110. I think somebody took one away from me. So thank you, Digger Dog. Melanie, good night. Everybody have a good one. We'll see y'all on the flip side.